it up. Talking it up.
Hello and welcome to the Talking It Up Show. I'm your host, Arlene Edwards. Real talk by real people on real issue. The real issue today is love, marriage, relationship, good relationship, bad relationships, the dark side, how to fix it, how to be an advocate. Yeah, all of that's in today's real issue. Our guest today is Dr. John Alberty, Stacey Hill, and Vic Varu. And they're all talking about their perspectives of relationships, good, bad, ugly, coming around. And don't forget Jordan with our life coaching minute to sum it all up. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Thanks, CSRA.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We're proud of the Augusta Regional Airport, and we thank you for checking flyages.com every time.
Worldwide jet service.
Easy in, easy out.
Lower fares.
Better reliability.
Fast, friendly, secure.
When you fly out of Augusta, you're supporting our community.
Buy local, fly global.
Augusta Regional Airport. Fly there, fly home.
We are back and we're live in the studio with Dr. John Alberty, a licensed
professional
counselor.
Yes.
Did they ask you to come here to counsel me or?
No.
I'm just kidding. I know why you're here. Today's real issue is relationships, good, bad, and the ugly. And we've seen a lot of the ugly in the news. And I think over the past decade, we've seen more ugly than we care to see.
Right.
But the reason why I asked you to join us today is to lay a foundation for what a good relationship looks like. And I have your book here, Who's in Your Circle and Why. And there's another book that you have, Hanging with Fools That Get You Hung.
Yes.
We'll have to have you come back and talk about that. But I really want to talk about what does a good relationship look like? What's that? Because I know it can't be cookie cutter,
right.
But there has to have the same substance for it to be a good relationship.
You spoke in terms of the foundation.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give at least 4 pillars
Good.
to the foundation. First of all, there has to be love in a relationship.
Yeah.
A relationship also requires another pillar to be honesty.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you also have respect. I cannot build upon that enough.
Right.
In relationships, I see, you see, and we want to be positive, as you said, but respect is so essential that in the book, it's the outermost circle.
Exactly.
In other words, no one should be in a relationship with you, and you should not be in a relationship with anyone if there's not respect, if they don't show respect for you.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
We're social now. We're Facebook, we're Twitter, we're Instagram, we're Google+, we are Instagram, we're all of that. Do you think that has caused relationships to erode? And that's might be a part of the reason why we don't know what a good relationship looks like, because we're not social anymore?
One of the things in a relationship also is communication. And to answer that question, too often, most communication, 70 to 90% of communication is basically nonverbal.
Exactly.
And so what we don't see when we're Facebooking and all the other stuff, there's so much we don't pick up from that person, and we see words.
Right.
And that's it. And so it lacks really a lot of what is essential in good communication.
Wow. And some of the words that we see are BFF, LOL, RLOA. They're not even words.
Right.
But the other pillars that you were telling us about.
The other one is trust. Those are the 4. Love, honesty, trust, and respect.
Yeah.
And you have to have trust in relationship. And think about it. If you don't trust someone, truly trust someone, then how can you really have respect for someone that you can't trust? And how can you trust someone that you don't respect?
Exactly.
And how can you be honest with someone that you can't trust? Because you share with them or say something to them, and you can't trust them with that information.
Wow.
So all of those pillars sort of are 4 foundations of communication. And communication, good communication, is essential.
I agree.
To a relationship.
And if one of the pillars are not there, then it does this.
Yeah, it sort of skews it. That's right.
Exactly. That is profound. That is profound. Have the book, and I think that everybody needs to have this book in their library. Dr. Alberty, do you do counseling? Are you available for counseling and workshops and seminars? Because I think that this is a great tool.
Yes, workshop and seminars. We've been as far as as Virginia. Virginia, Maryland, and doing
Really?
workshops and so forth. And one of the things that's important is that I closed my private practice in December of last year.
Wow.
And that's after many years. And now, the reason I closed it basically was because I want to get out more and be able to take what God has given to me and share it with others. And that's why I write the books and so forth.
And the book is available?
The book is available at Wijah Publishing, WIJAH, WIJAHpublishing.com or Amazon. You just put J. Calvin Alberty on Amazon.
And I found you on LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, I'm on LinkedIn too.
I peruse LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter, not for the same reasons as others, but it's to reach out and communicate and make those connections and connect people to the resources that they need that their life can be better.
Right.
My goal is for people to be better than the way that we found them.
Right.
Dr. Alberty, hey, this is the book that you need to get, and you need to make this your Bible. Who's in your circle and why? And it is a great foundation and a launching pad for a great relationship, a good relationship. Dr. Alberty, thank you so much. I really appreciate
Thank you, and thank you for what you do in the community.
Oh, thank you. I like to.
Okay, you got to be.
I like this.
Were you hurt on the job? Are you trying to keep your work comp payments? Do you feel like no one is listening? Your employer, the company doctor, the insurance company? Well, we're listening. Our workers' compensation team has helped hundreds of injured South Carolinians. Call us now and let us listen to you. For a free consultation, call 803-644-5335 or visit thechandlerlawfirm.com.
You can count on Chandler.
And welcome back, and I want to welcome to the Talking It Up show Stacy Hill, the owner, operator, visionary of Diversity.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you're with us today. I have been keeping up with you. I had the pleasure of meeting you when I first started in radio broadcasting, and I didn't know that you were just getting started as well. But I just think it was a divine connection.
Yes.
And I've kept up with your progress over almost 9 years.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Were you just starting then?
I was just starting then. When I met you, it was 5 years ago. No, almost 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yes, 6 years ago.
Wow. And time flies. You've been featured in magazines. You have contributed magazines. You have won awards for the great work that you're doing at Diversity. And that address is it in Evans?
It's in Martinez.
Okay. The address, because it's close to my house.
Yes, 122 Old Evans Road.
Old Evans Road. And when you go in, you can just feel the warmth, welcoming environment, and it's just peaceful. So when you're going into a salon environment, sometimes it's like so busy, and I normally get a headache, but I never get that experience when I come into Diversity. Now I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Why is it Diversity, DYEVERCITY?
Okay. God gave me the spelling.
Wow.
It was time for me to go out on my own, and I had been working as a sole proprietor just under my name.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, God, okay, it's time. I need a name. And so it got down literally to the deadline. So I'd already acquired the space and everything and still did not have a name. 1 o'clock in the morning, he woke me up and he said, it's Diversity.
Yeah.
And I had the old Blackberries back in the day.
Oh,
so I didn't have a notepad.
Yeah, I love my Blackberry, but I had to give it up.
And I typed the name in and I was like, okay, Diversity. And I went back to sleep. The next morning I wake up and I call my sister and my mom and I'm like, I got the name, it's Diversity. They were like, oh wow, we love it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, great, because God gave it to me.
Yes.
And it's dye, D-Y-E, like hair dye. The V-E-R was just because that's how you spell it. And then the city was because he said, I'm going to allow you to encompass every city on the globe.
Oh my God, and I got that when I looked at it most recently, and it jumped out at me. And I really got the vision and I got the concept. You are an advocate for women.
Yes.
You have this natural hair movement of which I'm a part, and I just love your hair.
Thank you.
And
I love yours
I want to
too.
be like that when I grow up. But tell us about your advocacy and what you're doing for women and why.
It has been on my heart. It's always been on my heart to sow into the lives of women.
Yes.
I love beauty. I love what I do.
Yes.
But so many women are beautiful on the outside, but the inside, not so much.
Yeah.
So we're so focused. This natural hair movement is such a big thing right now.
It is.
And I feel like it'll be ongoing.
Right.
I've always been natural. So that's what I tell people.
Really?
I'm like, this
Really?
is just my lifestyle. So it's nothing new for me.
Yeah.
But even when women come in and they sit in your chair, it's, well, you know, I wish my hair was like yours, or I wish that, I wish this.
Yeah.
But it's always like that as women.
Yeah.
Because we're so caught up on the outside.
Right.
And we're just dressing up the outside.
Exactly.
But on the inside, we're really not that happy.
And you know, earlier I had Dr. John Abbott on, and we were talking about relationships, relationships, good, bad, and the ugly. And I asked him what a good relationship looks like, and he gave 4 pillars. But none of these are applicable if you don't feel good on the inside. You never think that you measure up.
Right.
So with what you're doing as your advocacy, and I know that you have an annual event, and I'd like you to tell us about, look, a smile comes to your face,
Yes.
About that, that is helping to eradicate the woman that just doesn't feel good about herself on the inside. She's
Exactly.
got it all together on the outside with the makeup and the sew-in and the wig or whatever that is.
Right.
You know, the red bottom shoes, all of that.
Right.
But something's not clicking and working.
She's
on.
going home and she's crying.
Yeah.
Because, or she gets in her car and she's crying.
Yeah.
Because she looked at the woman beside her, and the woman beside her maybe had on the latest shoes, or
Yeah.
maybe she was with someone.
Yes.
And she's sitting at the table by herself. So we're dressing up something that, you know, we can't dress up.
Right.
We have to deal with this stuff internally. And at this event, what we do is we actually help women.
Yes.
Some of the topics are following after your dreams and overcoming obstacles of being a woman in business.
Yes.
Setting smart goals.
Yes.
Just loving yourself.
Yes.
Dealing with those inside things and letting you know you do have power.
You do.
And so if you use that power to the good, then everything else just falls into
And
place.
you can take all of that back and
Yes.
be a brand new, fabulous looking woman from the inside
Right.
out. The event is in November?
It's in November.
Okay. Around what time?
Around the second week of November.
The second week of November. And we're
Yes.
going to put the poster and the flyer up. And we're Facebook friends.
Yes.
So Facebook, LinkedIn recently,
Yes.
and Twitter. Thank God for the social
I know.
networking
It
that we
keeps us
can
together.
network and we can keep up with each other. I love and appreciate you so much, and
Thank you.
I feel like a proud mama. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
And we're going to be at your
Thank you.
event.
Thank you.
We're going to be there. We're going to go to a break, and we're coming right back after the break. We're continuing today's Talking It Up real issue, love, marriage, relationship, good relationships, bad relationships, all of that. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Is your holiday list bigger than your paycheck? Delta Finance can help. We have fast holiday cash. Call Delta at 706-724-9985 to apply by phone. Delta Finance can loan you the cash you need to make this a happy holiday season. Again, if you need money for the holidays, don't fear. Relief is here. Delta Finance. Call us today, 706-724-9985. All loans are subject to our liberal credit policy and limitations. Call Delta today. We are back, and I'm here with America's Next Top Model, Vic Baru. Victory Couture, you have just come and upstage everybody in the building. Hello and welcome to the Talking It Up show.
Thank you.
I'm so she's
Yes,
blushing.
I'm laughing.
I'm so glad that you could be with us
thank
today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. I had the good pleasure of seeing your creations as soon as you finished, and you would take the picture and upload them on Facebook.
Yes.
And I was like, and I couldn't, what you were typing in about what you were doing didn't line up with what I saw. And I'm going to tell you the reason being.
Okay.
You said, I've never done this before. And I'm looking at this. I was like, really? You've never done this before?
Yeah.
So I was floored. So how did you get started with all of this couture, Victory Couture? Tell us about it.
Victory Couture started in 2013. It was just supposed to be a t-shirt company.
Okay.
I was not sewing. I was working at a charter school in Atlanta, and I lost my job in December.
Wow.
And I left the building, and I was like, okay, Lord, like, what am I going to do now? And he was like, well, what you're not going to do is go and get another job. What you're going to do is have businesses. And I was like, okay.
And normally when we hear that, we're thinking, I don't have a business plan.
Right.
Where am I going to get the capital from? I just lost my job.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
And that was my thinking. But I was like, okay, I'll do T-shirts. So I got incorporated, and I started Victory Couture Tees. That's inspirational T-shirts. And I started looking at blogs and seeing some people that were sewing and, looking like it was really easy.
Exactly.
And I had already purchased a sewing machine because I had said, one of these days I'm going to learn how to make jeans that fit me.
One of these days. I get that. I get that.
Because I'm really short and, yeah.
Well, this is a short club. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm 5 feet and a quarter.
Oh, see, I'm 4'10".
Oh my God, I'm taller than somebody.
Yes, you are. But I'm tall for my height.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
So I started, I made a skirt, and it was a dismal fail. And I was like, you know what? Sewing is not for me. I'm just going to hang this thing up. We're going to be good. I will keep going with these T-shirts, and we'll keep it moving, Jesus.
Yeah.
and for 8 months, I didn't sew another thing.
Really?
I was so distraught.
After that first
yes.
one? Wow.
It was terrible.
So what made you get back to it?
Well, I kept looking at, there was this certain blogger, and I mean, she would just make these things, and she'd have all these tutorials, and I'm like, surely I can do something.
Sure.
And so I tried one more time. She did a T-shirt dress, just a plain T-shirt. She just kind of extended it, and I was like, okay, I can do this. She says it's for a beginner. I'm a beginner. I'm going to try this. And so I did it, and I did it with a chevron pattern. Normally, you wouldn't use a pattern, a printed.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you're learning how to sew, because you have to line things up.
Yeah.
But I did. And then she had hers where it was kind of scoop necked, and I was like, no, I want mine to be off the shoulder.
So you're creating.
I'm creating and that one was phenomenal.
And I'm glad you could recognize it.
Yes.
Because that's what I experienced when I saw the picture. And when you walked into the studio, and this is one of your creations.
Yes.
I
made this one this morning. The shirt, and I made the skirt last night.
This morning.
Yeah.
This morning.
This morning.
We must talk after the show, because I want to be like you when I grow up.
I want to be like you.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, let's be like each other.
I am so glad that you are part of our lives.
Thank you.
We're not going to let you get away.
Well, thank you for having me.
Now, look, be careful, because Nita has said that she's going to follow you to the parking lot. Do you need security?
I think I could take you.
Vic, thank you so
much
for
having
being
me.
with us today. I love and I appreciate you. You are stunning.
Thank you so much. Thank
you. We're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back after this. And I'm going to see if I can get security to help Vic to her car. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you.
Thanks, CSRA.
Thanks. Thank you.
We're proud of the Augusta Regional Airport, and we thank you for checking flyhes.com every time.
Worldwide jet service.
Easy in, easy out.
Lower fares.
Better reliability.
Fast, friendly, secure.
When you fly out of Augusta, you're supporting our community.
Buy local, fly global.
Augusta Regional Airport. Fly there, fly home.
We are back, and I'm here with my BFF, Dr. D'Angelic Aiken, chiropractic. Hello, and welcome to this is the Power of Wellness segment. I'm excited about having you here.
I'm happy to be here.
You know, the Power of Wellness is a brand that's incorporated with Aiken Chiropractic.
Yes.
But we're hearing wellness everywhere. You see wellness on dog food, you see wellness on medicines. So Dr. Dan, what is wellness?
Well, wellness is just a term that a lot of people are using these days, but I'm not sure if they really understand what it really means.
Right.
Wellness is just what it says. In order to be well, you have to do certain things properly in order to avoid sickness and disease.
Right.
So, you know, when you go to a regular doctor once in a while today, it's really not healthcare in a way, that's really more sick care.
Exactly.
Because you only go when you're sick. Wellness is really when you are feeling good, it's more preventative in nature and maintenance in nature rather than treating symptoms. If somebody has symptoms already, that's not true wellness.
Right.
Wellness is really trying to keep it that way and trying to prevent from getting worse.
But you know, Dr. Dan, even in saying that, and I agree that our healthcare system is the sick care system because you only use it when you're sick. There are some healthcare organizations that now have wellness programs that's a part of their healthcare program.
Yeah.
So that's not the same thing that we're talking about today.
Yes, in my opinion, the wellness is really natural type approach where you are not taking medicines to take care of symptoms. You're actually doing things to stay healthy. And you're not really having to treat any symptoms because you're really not having any.
Exactly.
That's really what that means. So it really means taking care of your body, take care of your frame or of your systems in your body to make sure they stay well.
Right.
You know, living life properly, making sure you eat proper food, making sure you drink proper, you know, water and everything, nutrition.
Exactly.
Get enough rest, get enough exercise, have a positive mental attitude about it. You know, they talk about 5 factors of health that I know even from school.
Right.
And those would be those areas that somebody needs to fulfill. So just to count them down again, nutrition, proper nutrition, proper exercise, proper amount of rest, positive mental attitude, and make sure your body functions properly, which has to do with your nervous system as well.
But you're saying body functioning, and I also heard you mention the frame of the body, and you're being a chiropractor. That comes into play when you get a chiropractic adjustment, and it can take care of your getting rest and everything else with those adjustments. Would that be correct?
Yes. The reason why this helps is think about it, everything in your body attaches to your spine.
Right.
I mean, it's really the basic framework to everything.
Right.
The purpose of somebody's spine is to protect the nervous system, which is your spinal cord, and also there's a central nervous system within your skull. And really, that's the only you know, body system that's completely enclosed with the bone to protect it. But everything attaches to it. All the muscles, ligaments, everything attaches to it. So it's basically a framework.
Exactly.
So, you know, I want our listeners to think or understand that if you don't take care of that and then this, you know, disintegrates or starts to, you know, not be as good as it should be, we start having a whole bunch of problems, health you know, related. And so we really need to maintain it. We really need to, you know, make sure it doesn't disintegrate as fast as it could, because we can't replace it.
That's right. Once it's damaged, it's damaged.
We don't have the technology yet. We can, you know, they can do things, but it cannot be replaced.
Yeah,
so
it's not like you can go to the manufacturer and put an order in for a new spine.
No,
or
unfortunately.
Can't do that.
So you got what you got, and you better take care of it. And really, the quality of life a person is going to have really is going to highly depend upon how good you take care of your body. And number one to me is really the spine, because you can't really replace that. You know, a person can get a new kidney, they can get a new liver, they can even get a new heart. And they can live a little bit with that, but there is no such thing as a spine transplant. It just doesn't exist. There's spine surgeries, but there's no spine transplant.
And even in spine surgery, it may not correct the problem.
Right.
You have a Power of Wellness program.
Yes.
And tell us about that, because that is the maintenance. That is what is necessary so that you can have optimum health over a period of time, as opposed to waiting until you get sick.
Absolutely. I call it Power of Wellness. I just think it's extremely powerful to stay well and make sure you live to your fullest potential. And in order to do that, you want to prevent certain problems from appearing, and you need to do that by maintaining and doing, you know, everything you can for your body as we age. So, you know, that's exactly why I call it Power of Wellness. It's extremely powerful when you're well and when you're not sitting home sick and in a lot of pain and you can't really go anywhere and do anything.
Exactly.
To me, the quality of life is really the most important. So what that really means to me is just doing something occasionally as a part of your routine, as a part of your daily life.
Exactly.
Kind of like as people go to the gym, for instance. You know,
brushing your teeth.
Or brushing your teeth. Or, you know, just simply drinking water every day as opposed to drinking all these caloric drinks products like sodas and tea and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You need to do things in order they're good for you in order to stay healthy, and that's not something you do temporarily. It's something you should do ongoingly.
On an ongoing basis. And you've made it very affordable, if you don't mind my
Yes.
mentioning,
Yes.
at Aiken Chiropractic. It's very, very affordable where you can do this on an ongoing basis.
Yes.
Do you mind sharing?
Sure. Well, we like to make it affordable so, the people can, do this as part of the daily routine or weekly routine, so they don't think that this is putting any stress on them. So, for instance, when you go to a chiropractor, the current probably price ranges from maybe $55, $60 a visit or something.
Exactly.
But I made it where they can go every month up to 4 visits, which is about once a week, for $49.
Wow.
So it's a lot less per visit, whatever that comes to, and that would probably empower people to use that as a tool in order to stay well and not have issues. And it should be part of their daily routine. Now, they can go up to 4 times. Not everybody has to go 4 times, but I mean they can.
It's advisable to go up to 4
Yeah, about
times.
once a week is probably really good for them to stay well. Yeah.
Well, we were talking off camera, and Mike, the South Company, was saying when it gets to be the end of the week, he comes in every week for the Power Wellness program, and it helps set the tone for his weekend because it just relaxes him right out.
Yes, because getting actually chiropractic treatment ends up toning your nervous system. It relaxes it. Your nervous system can actually function under less duress, less stress, less pressure, and it just feels better. It just feels more comfortable.
Yeah, and we like feeling better. I had a 17-year-old back problem. And it was resolved with a chiropractic adjustment. And I want to tell each and every one of you that's looking at us today, Dr. Dan is my chiropractor. So Chiropractic Wellness, the Power of Wellness, will be here every week, same time, same bat channel.
Sounds good. We'll pick a good topic each time.
We'll pick a good topic each time. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
What's up, everybody? This is Jordan Sherman with your Life Coaching Moment. Today we're talking about relationships, and I just want to say something about relationships that's going to bless you. I promise you it will. Take the gloves off. This revelation may save you about 9 months of counseling. If you take the gloves off and realize that you're on the same team when you get home and learn how to handle conflict without fighting each other, you're going to find that your relationships with your significant other is going to improve. If you'll begin to develop the attitude that you're on the same side, then you can talk without the fighting. We can understand each other if we're not throwing blows at each other, if we're not insulting each other, if we're not hitting below the belt. So today's tip, I want you to understand it. Take the gloves off. Think about it with that attitude and that mindset. And when you get home today, you'll have a much better conversation with your significant other.
I want to thank all of our guests for being with us today. Dr. John Alberti and the book that he has written, Who's in Your Circle and Why. And I'd like to thank Stacey Hill, Diversity, and her event that's coming up the second week in November. Be on the lookout for that. And Vic Varu, Victory Couture. Yeah, I hope she made it to the parking lot. All intact. And of course, Jordan Sherman, we thank him for our Life Coaching Minute. We'll be with you next week, so please join us, same time, same channel, CW Augusta. Thank you so much for being with us.
Talking it up. Talking it up. Talking it up. Talking it up.